Next, let's talk about the blendColors node. What kind of job does this node do? It has the effect of blending two sets of values. Let's quickly draw it out. Again, this is a node. It has three input attributes. First is color 1, and then color 2. Both of these are just like the condition node we talked about. They both have three attribute fields, R, G, and B. And just like we've said before, we don't need to see them as color attributes. We're just editing numerical values. Then it has one more attribute called blender. This attribute goes from 0 to 1. And the node has only one output attribute. This is just like the other color attributes. It also has three attribute fields, R, G, and B. So what does it do inside this node? It blends the values of color 1, color 2, and finally outputs them. What does that mean exactly? Let's take a quick look. When this blender attribute is 0, the output value is the color 2 value. When the blender attribute value is 1, the output is color 1. And if it's say 0.5, then it blends these two values. It takes 50% of each and gives that to the output. This node is very convenient in rigging because we often need to blend between two sets of data. When we control this percentage, we can use this one node to achieve the blend effect. And what's great is that the complex calculations are already set up for us inside this one node. So we just need to connect the two sets of values to blend them. And we don't have to use, for example, a multiply divide node or a plus minus average node to write our own blend formula. Okay, let's go back to Maya and see. I have two driver objects here, one driven object. Let's open the node editor and add this in. And let's create a blendColors node. Let's look at the attributes. We see blender and color 1 and color 2. Let's connect 01 translate to color 1 and 02 translate to color 2. Finally, let's connect output to the driven object's translate. So this way, let's first set some values for the two driver objects translations. Here, let's say 1, 2, 3. Over here, let's set 4, 5, 6. First, let's change blender to 0 and see which one it listens to. We can see its value is 4, 5, 6. What is 4, 5, 6? 4, 5, 6 are the attributes for 02. Let's check. 02 is connected to color 2. So this is what I was talking about. When blender is 0, the value we output is the color 2 value. This is something I often forget myself. I often can't remember when I use the blendColors node. So my method is to create a node, connect it to another transform node, and actually set the blender to 0 to see which value it outputs. It's very clear that way. So if you're like me and can't remember which value blender 0 and 1 output, you can use this method to check. Okay, let's continue. When we set it to 1, it becomes 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 are the translate x, y, z values from 0, 1. If we set it to 0.5, it's just taking 50% of each, taking an average. It becomes 2.5, 3.5, 4.5. We can also pick different values, like 0.2. It will adjust the weighting between the two input sets based on the percentage.